Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of doing a book review, I'm going to be doing a few film reviews. I've decided to do this because obviously it's Halloween this month, the end of this month, and I absolutely love Halloween and I also love horror films. So I've decided to set myself a challenge and I'm going to try and do a horror film review every day for the month of October. I love October and I'm going to try my best to try and do this. The only day that I may not post on is maybe there are 2 days in this month I might not post because it's my birthday and my wedding, but we'll see how it goes because I might pre-record some so that I can upload them on those days without having to film, because obviously I'll be very busy. So yeah, the film I'm going to start with is The Woman in Black, starring Daniel Radcliffe. The reason why I'm reviewing this film first is I remember really enjoying this the first time around when I watched it, and I recently rewatched it and kind of fell in love with it all over again. I feel like this is a very underrated horror film actually. You don't really hear much about it. I mean, I know it came out in 2012, so it's been out a little while. But yeah, if you haven't seen this, I would highly recommend it. It's not a terribly frightening horror film. It's one of those horror films that's more about the atmosphere of it. So it's like very creepy and spooky, and the storyline's good, you can really get into it. The main character, Arthur, which is played by Daniel Radcliffe, is a great character, you really get behind him. So yeah, basically the story follows Arthur, the main character, and I think he's like kind of an accountant, and he's going through a lot of bad times. He's having trouble in his job and in his family life. He had a terrible loss. He lost his wife and he's grieving. So this man is in a great deal of pain throughout this film, which is portrayed really well by Daniel Radcliffe. It's really great acting in this. You really do feel for this character. You feel his emotions, you feel his sorrow and his pain. It's very well portrayed. But yeah, he's given the job of going to this manor house, Eelmarsh House, to kind of sort out the accounts of a woman who's died there. So he leaves the city and he leaves his son behind, and he goes to this village where Eelmarsh House is. And he gets there and the locals are a little bit strange. They're a little bit wary of him. It almost seems like they're trying to get rid of him. They don't want him to stay. But you know, he has a job to do and he's determined to get it done. He makes friends with one of the villagers called Sam. They become friends very quickly. He kind of helps him out, gives him a little bit of background on the village and the house. So he gets to this house and it's this huge manor, very, very creepy. It's surrounded by this huge marshland, so he's very isolated when he's in this house. He decides to stay in this house while he's sorting out this woman's accounts. And yeah, the house is very creepy, he's very isolated, he's all alone. He's obviously still grieving, as I said. So it gives you a sense of real, I don't know, like depression and dread. You really feel bad for this man. He's been through a lot of stuff recently and it's just like him struggling to get through, and you really feel that. I feel like that's a really good aspect of this film. But yeah, so he ends up staying in this house and he kind of starts hearing and seeing things, and it gets all a little bit creepy. I really like the way they do the woman, obviously here. She's the ghost that's haunting the house. And I like the way they do it. It's very well done. She's very creepy. Like I said, there are a few jump scares, but I don't really mind it too much in this film. It's handled well. And I really like his character. When things start to happen, he doesn't like panic or freak out. He's just like, oh my god, and then he tries to kind of find out a little bit more about this house and a bit what happened. And the further he looks through this woman's paperwork and stuff, he finds more about what happened in this house. But not only does weird things happen in this house, the weird things also happen in the village. So he kind of has the people who live in the village, they're kind of against him in this film, apart from his friend Sam, who kind of backs him up and is trying to help him. And it's basically, he is trying to find out what happened to this woman and trying to make these things stop. So as I said, it is very creepy around the house, but also in the village. Some quite disturbing things happen to children in this film, so if you get easily upset by children being hurt, then you might not want to see this film. But I would recommend it. It's a very good horror film. Especially, it's one of those films where if you're not that into horror and you get scared very easily, this would be kind of a good one for you, because as I said, it's kind of all about the atmosphere and the characters, and the story is good. I really liked the ending of this film as well. I thought it ended perfectly. I know a few people who have seen this film who weren't very happy with the ending, but for me, I felt like it fit in with the film very nicely, very well. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this film, to be honest. I would give it a 5 out of 5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's great acting, good atmosphere, a good storyline, and yeah, just overall definitely worth a watch. They did make a sequel to this, by the way, which I would not recommend because that one is definitely not as good. So don't bother with that, but definitely watch this one. This film was actually based off a book by an author called Susan Hill. I actually haven't read that book, but I do own it, so hopefully I'm going to read that soon, and then maybe I could do kind of a comparison between the book and the film. I know they are different. This was just based on the book, so you know, we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. As I said, during this month I'll be uploading lots more horror film reviews, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. I will also be posting my usual book videos as well. So yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them down below, and I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, bye guys.